So, I have nothing to do in my life, so I decided to do something in my life. And therefore, I was saying I'm going to react to videos because this has been a lifelong passion of mine. And now, I am going to react to this video of my story animated. They're actually now Missa. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reaction.
Mark was a jerk. I would always see him harassing one of the shy kids in the halls at school. One day, I had had enough. So I marched up to him and yelled, "Hey, stop bullying people, you're hurting their feelings."
That was very anticlimactic, I will say. They were all charging and it was rushing. And then after that, she went up like this. Stop bullying people. Yeah, I don't know if that would have such a fantastic impact.
Mark was stunned. No one had ever stood up to him before. The shy kid ran away and we were left staring at each other. I was scared of what he would do or say, but he didn't really do or say anything. He only looked down like he was really sad and walked away.
So this is a problem regarding emotions. Mark is secretly dealing with something internal inside. I feel you, brother.
The next day, the entire hallway stunk. Everyone was trying to find out where the smell was coming from.
I think Mark killed somebody.
As soon as I got close to my locker, I knew something was wrong. I opened it
Mark was found in there, dead.
to find that it was yesterday's fish sandwich. It had been put in there and left all night. I almost puked. That's when I saw Mark smiling from down the hall. He was wearing those big, stupid headphones he always wore, and he even waved to me. All the guilt I had disappeared. I was gonna get him back. Just needed to figure out how. All day, I snuck behind him, following, watching, like a stealthy ninja. So I knew whatever he was writing, it wasn't homework. The notebook became my obsession. I needed to know what was in it so I could use it against him, but he never left the thing alone.
Why does that girl have, like, yandere clothes on? That's weird.
It was always right beside him. Finally, in English class, he went to the bathroom. But he was smart, or should I say paranoid enough, to put the notebook in his bag. I pretended to drop my pencil and crawled to his bag.
Ooh, I like that. That's a nice change.
This was done, he put his earphones on again, picked up the bag, and the notebook fell out. He didn't hear it, of course, so I ran and grabbed it.
There's some Sherlock Holmes type of material going on right here.
I ran home and read it. It wasn't jokes or anything mean. It was poems, and they were all really sad and beautifully written. I almost cried reading them.
Today I fed my cat. Cat was happy. Cat ate beans. No longer sappy.
There was a time when we were little in kindergarten when Mark would tear up the notes that came with school lunches from other kids' moms. I thought he was such a jerk for doing that. But one day, one kid's lunch had 2 notes, and one was for Mark. I guess that mom heard what he was doing and thought maybe it was because he didn't get notes. Mark never ripped up the notes again.
He's learned his note ripping lesson. He's never gonna rip a note again.
I had totally forgotten that, but now reading his journal, I remembered he was in foster care. Day, I felt totally different about him. I saw the sadness in him and how no one paid any attention at all to him. And I admit, I swooned a little when I realized he was actually pretty cute. I got the notebook out and walked up to him with it. "Is that mine?" It, fell out of your bag yesterday. And you didn't give it back?"
I don't know. I think Mark might have been yeah, it might be a girl.
He read it there as I stood watching, my cheeks getting redder and redder by the second. "You read my journal?" He kept his eyes on the page, like he couldn't face me. "I understand why you're mean to people, but..." Before I could finish, he ripped my letter from the notebook and dropped it on the floor. "Don't ever read my stuff without permission again."
You read my journal? It's time to die! Ah! Yeah, he's still a jerk.
All the good feelings I had for him disappeared. Didn't he know how hard I worked on that letter?
I spent a whole 5 seconds writing that letter.
I got red again, but this time, it wasn't embarrassment. It was rage.
It's time to get my revenge. God's wrath in human form.
That night, I told my mom everything. She told me, "Honey, you tried to do something nice, and that's great, but you read his private journal without asking. You invaded his privacy. I'm the only person who saw."
Alright, I got bored. Next video. Now I've got a little bit more of an interesting story. Mom believes everything my psycho sister says against me.
The orphanage is the only home I've ever known. And honestly, it's not as bad as most people think, but I always dreamed of having a family, a real one. I had a big heart, but sometimes I'd say mean things without thinking. Once I saw a girl called Frida and said, "You look ugly with this lettuce stuck in your cheek."
This animation is wonderful. I will say that.
Everyone was laughing, and the warden came and yelled at me. Since this Frida was small in size, everyone took her side.
Okay, we don't really care about Frida.
My name is Hope. I'm new to the orphanage, and this Frida has already bullied me twice. So let's team up and hate her together.
And kill her! Pow!
Hey, you got it, girl. You have very big, scary eyes.
Man, this girl's a little too honest.
But my big mouth kept sending us to detention. I even once told my teacher that her hair looked like poop.
She ain't wrong in that one though, you know what I'm saying?
And Hope defended me. And boom, detention for us both. The happiest one about this was obviously Frida, but she never dared talk to us because we were stronger than her.
Nice.
But one day when we were 10, she crossed a line. It was adoption day and a nice couple came in looking for a really smart girl. The warden picked me, and while we were still having the interview, Frida burst in. "Help me! I had lettuce stuck between my teeth again."
Really? Is that a, emergency?
"And Tiana pulled my tooth this time. Look, I lost a tooth because of her. Please, do something. I can't take it anymore. God knows what else I'm gonna lose.
Only God. Not anybody else.
I don't want to die here. I have dreams." She threw herself on the floor and started to cry like a lunatic. "Why? You think because you're smarter than all of us, you're better?" Okay, Frida had been annoying for years.
Those are totally real tears.
But this was the height of it. The nice couple was becoming uncomfortable, and I had to make Frida leave. I moved closer and took her hand to lead her out, but instantly she fell to the ground and started yelling. "She pushed me." Okay, that was it. I pushed her hard for real this time.
You're villains! You're both villains! You're villains!
How about this then?
And poof, the couple ran out.
They're like, I don't know about this adoption thing. These people are all weirdos.
Why would you do this, you witch? If you think you're gonna get adopted before me, think again. I was so upset. Frida ruined my chance of having a family.
Yeah, that's real messed up.
And I wouldn't forgive her. One day, Hope and I were playing in our room when we got called to the warden's office. When we got there, we saw this glamorous couple and Frida. The woman was so nice and hugged all of us, but the man just kept staring at his phone.
Too into social media.
They wanted to adopt 2 of the prettiest girls.
You are the prettiest girls.
And the warden brought us. 2 girls? That meant Hope and I would get to be sisters forever.
Frida and the other person. This chick. Whatever her name is.
But the craziest thing happened. You all seem lovely, but I'm going to adopt Tiana and Frida. This couldn't be happening. What? Her? But what, dear sister? Aren't you excited? Is something wrong, honey? I don't want...
I would love that. That was a great twist.
But Hope spoke up instead. She is fine, ma'am. Super excited. We stepped up.
Okay, let's just skip to...
Mom stepped in and separated us. Okay, I am tired of all of this.
Oh, they're teenagers now.
If you both cannot live in this house in peace, then we need to change this up. I think you both need a break from each other. The next day when I got back...
Well, I'm bored. Bye. It's me, guys. It's me. If you haven't noticed, I'm Mark. Red hair, headphones, arrogant. I'm Mark. I've been Mark this whole time, and you haven't noticed it. I'm Mark, guys. That's me. I knew exactly what was gonna happen, what was gonna go down this whole entire video. I was just waiting.